Hello, Raven fans, Oriole fans. We are back with the part two of this stream. So thank you very much with that. So ran a little long, so got to do part two. Can't go past a certain amount of time, so we'll do this. Oh, here we go. All right, so we were talking about uh, the Orioles. We're going to get to that. I definitely want to get to this. We're going to talk about Mike Elias, something he said here. I'll preface before I actually go over this. Mike Elias, I thought, again, phenomenal job he's done so far. Mike Elias is very challenging circumstances, I think, with D'Angelo's family, with the finances of the Orioles. Phenomenal job. He's put together a great collection of players. He got the team to a winning record last year. He got the team to have still, even now, even with Adeline underneath, promising young guys in the farm system as well. So good job overall by Mike Elias. But I have no choice here but to go over something he said here. It's small. All right. Here, so but I do have to go over it because it's something that he's been asked several times before, and uh, he's never acknowledged this, and he kind of said it here, and I don't want to, and I definitely don't want to go past the fact that he said it because I think it matters and it's important to what we're talking about here. So we'll go ahead and go over it. I'll cue it up. Fair use, YouTube, fair use.
Headline last year when you guys were in the race, quite frankly. You made the decision to peddle your closer elsewhere. You sold off or traded your longest asset, your longest tenured bat in one of your big bats in Trey Mancini, and you guys stayed in the race despite those moves, which we don't often see. After we saw Felix Bautista pitch, we were like, oh yeah, I get it, why they could trade their closer. Talk about the pressure and the reaction that you got to those moves back last year.
It was grueling. I mean, look, these jobs are not easy jobs. You're put in a lot of tough spots. You have to make decisions that aren't clear in one direction or another. I think as front offices, it's part of our responsibility to see opportunities that come along in the marketplace, make calculated risks. We did that with those two trades. I think that the results have been good for the organization. We brought in a lot of young talent. As you say, we have players that we saw that got filled, that could take the repetitions and the opportunities. And sometimes stuff, especially on the team, to keep the organization healthy long term, even though there might be a little risk to the short term. And credit to the team. They kept fighting. We were the last team to miss the playoffs, meaning we were the closest team to get into the playoffs that didn't. A lot of that is our division in the American League East. It's really something having to beat those four other organizations to get one of the playoff
Were you hoping
spots.
Judge went to San Francisco?
All right. He said it. Okay. Very small, but this is important. Well, we have to do those type of things now that we're a middle market team. No. We're not letting that go because that's not what he said previously. All these years, they've been having a bad team. You're rebuilding. Every time he was asked that question before, oh well, we're gonna spend the money once we actually get a team together. Well, we're gonna when we actually get a team. Well, we're gonna spend the money. We're gonna do this. That's not what's gonna happen once we actually get a team. Actually, we'll get out of this rebuild. Now you're saying, well, it's a middle market team, and now we have to do things. No, we're not letting that go. And that's kind of what I've been saying about the Orioles and their finances for a while. I'm doing all these free agent signings. You look at the money that's been going out. I doubt seriously the Orioles have been bidding on any of these guys. I mean, they've spent more money than they've been doing, which is true. But that's something like I think like a lot of us Oriole fans have to understand. Like you don't have the money to do some of these things. And you heard him say it. They're a middle market team, and they don't have resources to actually bid and get a lot of these guys. What we've seen is you are spending more resources at major league level. Always bullpen guys like bad teams, like a low market. They always like point to that because those guys are inexpensive. You can try, even like a good reliever like Gibbons, you get him like on a 1 year, $3 million. I mean, it could help you get some innings. We'll go over the depth chart in a minute, like how much they're spending. How it's going to be a real fist fight to get a bullpen spot. But I think I want fans, Oriole fans out here, to understand that what you're seeing is, look at the Mets and the Dodgers and the Yankees. Oh, I mean, we know about the Yankees and the Cubs, and that's not us. We got to understand that we're a small market team and we don't have money for those type of things. And I like for him to come out and say that, like he did, and he kind of, and I'm mentioning it because he never said that before. He's never said during all this rebuilding. He's always been like, "Well, we're going to put the resources in once we get the Now that you have a good team, you can't hide behind rebuild. Now you're saying, "Well, we're middle market." No. I'm calling that out because that's not exactly what you've been saying. That's not exactly what you've been leading the fans to believe all this time. So I want the fans to understand that as well. Now, again, Mike Elias has been doing a good job, and he will proceed with his business as a middle market team. But I'm pretty sure there is going to be no large signing. We haven't even seen it with, like, our guys. Like Cedric Mullins, you could resign. Felix Batista, you could give him a long-term deal. Guys like that. Again, I didn't – that was – to me, that was something that had to be. You had to say that because he wasn't. That's been inconsistent with what he said, and now he's going to pivot to, well, we're a middle market team, and now we can't do that. Now, after the team's been terrible for so many years, so we'll see how we do next season with the Orioles, and let's go to that depth chart. Let's go ahead and pull that graphic up here. So a lot of free agency is done. Dansby Swanson, I think, signed. That was the last big free agent. There's still other free agent moves that are out there. I saw Jordan Lyles sign the other day with a different team. There's a lot of free. So we're not completely done. We're going to do it as of now, what's going on with the depth chart. Okay, this is not anything official from the Orioles. This is just information I've gathered in general about depth charts, what's going on. Let's go here. And we're going to go not by batting order, by order on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Catcher, and then all the way around the right field. Adley, no question about it here. He's the number one guy on your depth chart. He might be the best catcher in all of baseball, certainly in the American League. I've got no problem saying that. I mean, JT Romano, one day I'm going to say his name right, Philly, definitely maybe the best in all of baseball. But certainly I could definitely see Adley in the All-Star game next year from what we've seen. Last talk of the Orioles signing a backup catcher. I have Anthony Benboom kind of like on their roster in Norfolk, 32 years old. For me, I just do that. I think they'll look for a vet. There's nothing there. I mean, catching right now, there's not a lot of good catchers out there. So for me, being that you are a middle market team, I just say that money and just sign, a guy like this. I mean, you're not going to get much more out of anything else you sign anyway, other than Adley. And you want Adley playing as much as possible. Ryan Mountcastle at first base. I think you'll see more games at first from him next season because I think Trey Mancini's gone. I think they're hoping to get 150 games from him. I think he'll be backed up a little bit by some others. I don't know who that would be. I think they've been looking for a left-handed bat as well because of the dimensions now of the ballpark. We'll see. but I think this is what they're going to do as far as first base for sure. I have Adam Frazier here at second base, the new acquisition. They're talking, also doing that like interview there. They talk about moving him around. This is kind of what you hear in sports a lot. Non-committal in terms of position and strategy a lot of times. I was talking to a college football team recently, and I asked them, well, what kind of defense do you guys want? Well, we do various things. And you hear him talk about Adam Frazier's side. Well, he's so versatile. They kind of don't want to tell people. I'm pretty sure he's going to be at second base more days than not. They definitely have a need there. Jordan Westberg, I think, is a guy to keep an eye on here. I think he has a small chance to win the job out of spring training. But I don't think that'll be the case. I think they'll probably leave him in Norfolk at least at the start. He's going to play at short. I think he's going to play at second if he shows up. It'll be Frazier, I think, at the start at least at second. Gunnar, I have him as your starting third baseman. There's a lot of talk at shortstop. We'll get to that in a second. But I think he plays third base. I think he winds up at third place. I think Ramon Urias hasn't been traded yet. And that's another thing we want to address. Like a lot of the guys that they have, we'll get to, but a lot of the guys, I don't see like they've really shipped anybody out yet either. So they kind of hung on to a lot of these guys they think they might move on from. So that tells me there's going to be competition at several positions here. I have Gunnar at third. I think Urias stays on the team. I think you may see him in multiple positions. I know they like him offensively. I think he struggled a little bit more down the stretch, but he wasn't decent. I think we'll see what happens there. This guy's been in trade rumors a lot. Apparently, after the trade of Dansby Swanson, the Orioles have been getting a lot of calls on Jorge Mateo, according to a lot of sources. So doesn't surprise me. This guy's defense is outstanding. I think you can almost argue he should have won the Gold Glove last year. So I'm not surprised at all that teams are calling. I don't know if you have enough often. I'd be shocked, though, if the reason I don't think Gunnar is going to play, because I don't think you're going to sit him and put him on the bench with this glove at short. I don't see it. I don't think you do that. They may trade him. I don't know. I think they'd be open to that. I think they would be open to that if they can get the right offer. I don't know how much you get him for him, but we'll see. We'll see. I think if he stays, I think that's the way it's going to go most of the time. Austin Hayes, great start last year, kind of stumbled out to the finish. A lot of people like Ryan McKenna. A lot of potential there. I think McKenna is the third, fourth outfielder. I don't know if he's much better than what you got, Austin Hayes, but you never know. He may develop. But I think he'll take a lot of time from Hayes. I don't think Hayes is super solidified out there. He gets off to a slow start. I definitely think you'll see other guys out there with him as well. McKenna, I think, is going to back up at center. Easy. Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric Mullins, I think, is your best outfielder. He's going to be in center field. I'd love to see him get an extension. I'd love to see Cedric get an extension. He's definitely been – he had a good year last year. I think, like, it's kind of downplayed, like, okay, well, he didn't play as well the previous years, but he as he did the previous year, rather. But I thought he was good. I thought Norman Mazzara, I think he was a minor league signing that they got and invited to Major League Camp. We'll see him as well. He'll get a shot at it. I definitely think they have some depth there. I think it's very possible that we see him as well. Anthony Santander, still on the roster. I thought he was your best offensive player for the Orioles last year. He had very good. I mean, the only beef anybody ever has with him is can he stay healthy enough? You know what he can do to stay healthy. He's had a lot of injuries. Cal Stowers, he could wind up being your DH, at least at the start. Not as good an outfielder, I don't think, but a lot of power potential. A lot of guys like him. I think if it is a Santander move, I love this guy, Colt Kauser. I'm thinking he'll be in AAA this year at the start, but I don't think he's going to stay there all year if he can play well enough. Colton Hauser, very good prospect. Starting pitching, a lot to unpack here. I have Dean Kramer as your number one starter. I've seen Kyle Gibson as one in a lot of other places. I got really no problem. I mean, they're playing at $10 million. He's going to be in the rotation. Kyle Bradish, I'm not as high on him as everybody else seems to be. So he's inconsistent, but everybody just is penciling in, and so I'm definitely going to go with that. I mean, definitely, I think everybody's saying no. You got to be hearing that from the Orioles as well. So I think that's the case. Grayson Rodriguez, I think he's going to come out of camp as the fourth starter. He's going to be given every opportunity to do that as long as he can stay healthy. I'm very surprised he wasn't already in. Fifth starter, I think, is going to be interesting. Tyler Wells was in there last year as well. Is he going to be your fifth starter? You're going to see John Means at some point. Word I'm hearing several times is July, where we'll see John Means. DL Hall. Question mark. I think in a perfect world, they love to see him as a fifth starter. Is he going to be good enough? This is the biggest question mark. Where is he going to pitch? I think he can wind up as your fifth starter, your fourth starter, or Norfolk, or in the bullpen. I don't know. Can he live up to that status that he's been giving, that prospect status? He really struggled last year in Norfolk and in the bigs at times. He did better in the bullpen. So I don't know if they leave him there or if he gets another shot to start. There's a lot here in the depth chart in the bullpen. Not everybody's going to be here. Their top three guys, I can't imagine that they would keep them. Felix Bautista for sure is your closer. Connell Perez is going to be the setup guy. Dylan Tate is your other setup guy. That's 7, 8, and 9. I think unless you move them, they're going to be on there. I can't imagine that. You're going to have fist fight from 4 to 6. I think they keep 6, probably. I think you probably keep at least 6. Some teams now are keeping 12 pitchers. I don't even think that keeps everybody here. Brian Barker, I think, was good last year. He's on your roster. Andrew Pilati, I think he's going to have a spot there. He's a Rule 5 draft. They're going to keep him, because they have to keep him or you lose him. So I think like the Orioles are very big on. They're probably the biggest team in the league as far as Rule 5. As far as keeping a guy, I think he stays. Michael Givens they paid him $3 million. So I think he's as good as anybody. So I think he's there. I think that's your 6 at least. Keegan Aiken. Decent enough last year. Austin Fove, Nick Vespi. Somebody's going. They're not going to keep all these pitchers. And I think all these guys have a legitimate case to start. I think I have it in order of the ones that I think will be there for sure. Bautista, Perez, Tate, Barker, Pilati, and Givens. Those will be the 6 coming out of that. Again, DL Hall here. I didn't put him here because I already had him. But where does he fit? Do you keep him? That's the thing. He doesn't make the rotation. Can you keep him with such bullpen talent? It's going to be hard. So we'll see how that goes. So that's your depth chart. That's what you're going ahead and fighting against. The Yankees, Red Sox, and everything, etc. You have catching. You have some offense. You have some talent. We'll see how it goes going forward. So definitely thank you for checking us out this week on our stream. Next week, we're going to make the announcement of the date of the website. So let's go ahead and go over that as well. And we'll talk about this next week as well. Steelers and Ravens. We'll go ahead and recap the game this week with the Falcons, and we have one more game New Year's Day. We're in 2023 for the next game. How about that? So we got a game. It's Steelers week again, so we'll go ahead and try that. So Steelers 2 times in a row in the last few weeks. So we'll definitely check it out on our main stream, and we'll definitely have more Orioles content next week as well. So thank you very much, and you have a great rest of your day.